And here's a guy that, to the best of my knowledge, is hanging around Vietnam a lot. How you doing?
How's it going, sir? How are you?
Good, mate. Very well. Good to meet you, man. And sure, there's even the badge to prove it.
That's the badge there. There's the proof.
So, tell us your name and your business.
Right, I'm Michael Noble. My company is Noble Education, and we focus primarily on attracting international students from the market, as I said, of Vietnam to undertake studies here in Ireland and also in the UK with colleges and universities that we work with.
So, attracting Vietnamese students to Ireland and the UK.
Correct.
So, an obvious question: why Vietnam?
Yeah, Vietnam. Actually, in 2012, I was the fortunate recipient of a government scholarship under a program called the Family Fellowship. And that actually brought me out to Singapore to do a master's in Asian business. And within the first month, there were two things that were very apparent. Number one was that there was many opportunities, plentiful opportunities out there in Asia. And number two is that the awareness of Ireland is low.
Yeah.
So I suppose through a combination of those things, I was always entrepreneurial minded. I wanted to set up something myself upon completion of that, and that resulted in setting up a vehicle that would allow Irish institutions and Vietnamese institutions to connect together.
Okay, cool. It's just fascinating. So it was the eureka moment. I'm overkilling the eureka moment, but obviously you were in Singapore. You were doing this course.
Yeah, I suppose that with the program that I was with, I was given a very strong network. I had access to Ireland House, to IDA, to EI. I was very involved in those circles. I made sure that I got involved in those circles. I networked. I understood the areas where Ireland Inc. needed to improve upon itself. And having sort of examined the market of Vietnam, also of Indonesia and Myanmar, where we're going to be operating next year, it was very apparent that there was a need for this. Ireland, we need international students. We rely on
Absolutely.
it for our own education system. And not only are we getting financial input today, but we're creating advocates, ambassadors that overseas, over time, will create the trade links that we need here for Ireland. So it's a very, very important part of what we need.
Cool. So how long's the business been up and running, and how's it going?
Officially May 2013 is when it was established. It's gone very well to date. We've now got an office in Wicklow. We've an office in Hanoi. We're representing 33 clients. That's 25 here in Ireland and 8 in the UK. We're responsible for developing 9 partnership programs with Vietnam, and we work very closely with the Ministry of Education and Training there in order to develop those. Prior to us actually entering into Vietnam, there was no partnerships created. So now we're starting to see PhD students come here.
Sure.
We're starting to see master's students, undergraduate students.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really clever idea that you haven't gone for the obvious countries and started competing with everyone else that you picked. With a bit of logic, but picked Vietnam. Where's your vision? Is your vision to look at other Asian countries and build those partnerships, or where would you like to see the business go?
Yes, definitely 100%, and it's certainly a very scalable business. And as any of the entrepreneurs here will state, it's a lonely time. You make a lot of mistakes, and I've certainly made a lot of mistakes along the way. So it's now got to a point in time where it can be replicated into another model. And Indonesia is our next market, which will be setting up in the next 10 months. And thanks to the great work of IBYE and also the Wicklow Leo, which is I'm representing Wicklow. Through that €20,000 funding, I've already conducted my first market research trip. I was part of a ministerial visit, a trade mission that happened 2 weeks ago in November, and I will be back out there in February for 3 weeks to follow up and start cementing the plans for establishing within Indonesia.
Cool. Hashtag Team Wicklow. She was trying to get that one in.
You have to get that in, yeah.
So how's the competition been for you? Have you found it beneficial?
Yeah, it's been excellent. I mean, look, I've managed to get that funding that I required to enter into start the process in Indonesia. I'll be in Myanmar at the end of March also, conducting my initial research there. The Wicklow Leo has been great. The support that we've gotten has just been great, and of course the exposure. That's what we need. We need to be able to put some exposure behind what we're all doing.
Cool. And then a final quick tip: if there's another entrepreneur out in Rathnew with a great idea, what advice are you going to give him?
The advice I would certainly say is to look east. I mean, you're dealing with a market that's over 4 billion people. There's a lot of growth there. There's a lot of money, a lot of money there to be spent. So I would encourage entrepreneurs to look out and see the opportunities that exist overseas, and how that they can intertwine that with the national objectives here of Ireland in itself. And I'll go one further. If there is any entrepreneurs out there, I'm willing to offer 2 internships. They'll work with us for 6 months in Wicklow, and then they'll come over to Vietnam and they'll work for 6 months, and that will start to give some sort of integration of the cultural difference of how you work in Asia, and to see what opportunities exist. So reach out to me. The opportunities are there.
There's a serious offer. How does someone reach out with you, to you?
They can contact me through my email, michael@nobleeducation.com.vn.
There you go. So hopefully you had a pen or paper. Otherwise, you're just going to have to Google.
That's it.
Google away. Simple as that. I want to wish you the best of luck on
Cheers.
the 7th. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
And I appreciate your time.
Love the red tie for Vietnam as well.
Yeah, that's it. Keep it going.
Good
Look,
stuff.
I have the orange and wine green there as well.
Pretty impressed.
All right.
Cheers,
Cheers.
mate.
Thanks very much.